We wish all our viewers of Learnamytes a very happy and prosperous Diwali. On the occasion of Diwali, you can see I'm not at the studio, but I'm at a very different location. So where am I? Well, let's begin. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Learnamytes, where learning is for all and all that we do is for learning. Please watch this video till the very end. Please like and share this video as much as you can, and please subscribe Learnamytes. Like I said, I'm at a very special place today. On the occasion of Diwali, we are very glad to launch one of our exciting elements of Learnamytes, which is Meet the SME or the Subject Matter Expert. Now, our very first guest at Learnamytes today is a very dear friend. She is a computer engineer by training, and then she did something that you see around. So what was that? What is her journey? And what were the challenges that she faced is what this entire interaction is all about. I'm sure all of you are going to enjoy. So without any further ado, let me invite and introduce one of my very dear friends, Kavita Awasthee. Kavita is the owner of one of the very famous boutiques in Pune called Poshakh, which has been around for more than 3 decades. So let's welcome Kavita to Learnamytes and let's begin this interaction. Hi Kavita.
Hi Girish, good evening.
Wish you a very very happy Diwali.
Thank you and wish you and all the viewers a very happy Diwali as well.
Let me ask you a question before we begin. Have you been watching Learnamytes?
I have been watching Learnamytes, I have been watching the way you've been talking, I've been watching you grow. So yeah, it's been nice seeing you there on screen, seeing the way you've been trying to gather people together, put across learning. It's really been nice.
Wonderful. So I'm doing a good job, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So Kavita, like I said in the introduction, that a computer engineer and now a fashion designer. I mean, that's what it is called as. So how and why this transition?
Okay. Well, I think I come from, I come from an era where it was assumed that the guys will be engineers and the girls will be doctors. I come from a family of doctors. And at one stage I decided I don't want to do medicine. And so the next best option was engineering. There was no option there. That had to be there.
Absolutely.
So since my brother was also doing engineering, we decided to go ahead with engineering as well.
Yeah.
And my mom kept insisting because I was very much inclined towards a lot of art, embroidery, painting, a lot of things. So she kept saying, this is not the field for you, take up home science. But somehow I said home science, no, I don't think I would want to do that because that is not what I had grown up with, not the idea. So I went into engineering. But fortunately, while I was studying, this place was there with my husband. We started and it picked up so well that there was no looking back. I did not need to do a job, and by the time I finished my studies, the business was set and I came into the business directly.
So कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Kuch bhi ho sakta hai. You just have to, I think the only thing is you need to enjoy what you're doing. So since that was there,
Yeah.
it kind of just picked up so well.
Kavita, one thing which I'm always intrigued whenever I come to Poshakh. So it's always very bright, it's very vibrant, full of life, full of colors, and it looks very glamorous because I believe that's what the fashion industry overall looks like. What are the things which happen in the background?
Oh, yeah, you said it. The fashion industry is known to be very glamorous. If you were to ask young girls, a lot of them want to become fashion designers because they feel it's the in thing, sitting in a nice AC boutique, ladies walking in, you're just designing and that's the end of it, you become a fashion designer. It's not like that. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of persistence, there's a lot of patience that goes back end. You are the conduit between the clients and the karigars. So it is up to you to see to it that what you understand from the client is conveyed to the karigar, and it's made in the perfect way and goes back to the client. Now here, if you yourself are not technically strong, you're going to mess up the technicalities which come in from the customer, and the order is going to go wrong.
So, if you look at the viewers of Learnamytes, so I'm sure that there's a wide spectrum. So there are these MBA aspiring students, there are chartered accountants, there are people who are working in corporates. But for them, I mean, if we have to bring it down to 2 or 3 competencies of, all those, of course, who want to become fashion designers, and we hope that after this video, people want to take up fashion designing. So what would be those competencies? Basis.
First and foremost, and something which I truly believe in, is patience. Second comes persistence. And third, I feel for a lot of people, irrespective of the age, is a never give up attitude. There are going to be highs and lows in your business. There are going to be times when your business is not doing well. There are going to be times when a client is upset. That doesn't mean that you're not doing well in business. There is a phase when for a very long time, the business just it doesn't work the way you want it to work. But that doesn't mean that the business is wrong. It probably means that what you're doing is not the right way. So which is why I say you need to have the patience. You need to learn to introspect and understand that there's something which I am not doing right. And revamp and pick up yourselves and start again.
Kavita, if Learnamytes and Pratik, can we arrange a time machine for Kavita? Is it possible? So if we arrange a time machine for you, and I think Pratik has said yes since he is behind the camera, so I assume it's a yes. It's a yes. So if we put you in a time machine, and if I ask you that go back, 28 years of Poshakh, right? This is the 29th year, if I remember, if I get it correctly. So if I ask you to go back in the time machine and correct some mistakes or something that could have been avoided, what would be your answer?
I think all of us have this thing that I wish I had not done it this way. Yes, there are things that I would want to avoid. I don't know if I would call them mistakes. But things that we did back then, whatever, whether it was lack of experience, whether it was age, or whether it was the thought process at that time. In spite of all those things, there are things that we have learnt over time. We have learnt what not to do over time. Yes, but there are things. In the beginning, we were a little immature, so sometimes our way of talking to clients was not the way probably I would have spoken today. The way of dealing with situations that get out of hand. Sometimes they lead to situations getting out of hand.
Absolutely. Must be.
But yes, if I could go back and maybe change a few things there, maybe some unhappy people would have been avoided. That's all.
That's a very candid answer, and I love that. And I know I can ask you some questions like these.
Yes.